Like, I'm so much into Breen, Van Gundy, and Jackson that the only people that compete with them are, the legendary duo of Pat Summerall and John Madden, NFL combination. Both of them passed away now, but they were the best. Since that time, Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, and Mike Breen has been the best. And I understand that ESPN, like most media, the reason why I'm here talking to you now is because the media industry is upside down. It's time to do it yourself, fantasy exec. But the games still get ratings. The games still attract advertisers. Why are you breaking up the best game broadcast crew in sports? I didn't see what that was about. Like, I can understand, you got problems on ESPN. Nobody don't watch them shows outside of First Take. They'll watch Pat McAfee and they'll watch, my man Scott Van Pelt on the Late Sports Center. But other than that, anybody checking for those shows. So I can see Jalen Rose, Keyshawn Johnson, and the likes not being there no more. Max Kellerman, what have you. But, when you go into the game broadcast and you break up the number one NBA broadcast crew, in my opinion, number one broadcast crew in sports, period, I think that's unfortunate. I got a problem with that. Now, I'm not saying that, what's going on behind the scenes, like I know that Mark Jackson did something or they're trying to persecute Mark Jackson. But here's a guy who can't get an NBA head coaching job despite being the catalyst of the Golden State Warrior dynasty. And now you put him out of work on TV where he was fantastic. So I kind of feel bad that, what's taking place with Mark Jackson over the course of the week. I think it would be very smart for Turner to figure out a crew and put Jeff Van Gundy and Jackson back together again. Turner's basketball product is much better than ESPN's basketball product. ESPN is going to a booth. I still love Mike Breen. He's still my favorite of all time. He's my favorite person in sports media is Mike Breen, right? But now they're going to a booth of Breen, Doris Burke, and Doc Rivers. And listen, nothing against Burke, nothing against Rivers. I'm a fan of Doris Burke, big fan of Doris Burke. Doc Rivers, whatever. He's a coach a coach with a headset. I have no problem with that. But to break up that legendary crew, I thought that was a problem. Mike Breen was asked about it. He said he was sad. He was disappointed. They had done so much stuff together and had a chance to really push it because all of them are still young guys. They could have done it for another 20 years or so. So it's unfortunate to see that happen. But, hey, change does happen. And we got to figure out a way to, to catch up to speed. But I do wish Mark Jackson, Mark Action Jackson, New York City point guard, nothing but the best. And Turner, I'm telling you, go grab up Van Gundy. Even though I heard Van Gundy wants to get back into coaching. But if not, go grab up Van Gundy. Go scoop up Jackson. Put him with Kevin Harlan. Or you can even put those two with a brand new play-by-play guy. And put them on your NBA broadcast. I would hate to go through a basketball season without Jeff Van Gundy and Mark Jackson. One more media thing before we get into another topic around the NBA. I'm pretty sure in the next couple of weeks or so, we will hear from the people over at Fox, and they'll figure out what they're going to do with Undisputed and who they're going to team up with Skip Bayless now that, Shannon Sharp is out the door. More than likely, Shannon Sharp's going to end up on First Take or a part of the First Take team. I'm rooting for LeSean McCoy to get the most of that work. See, I think Skip goes to a Skip and Friends where you'll see guys like Keyshawn Johnson. They mentioned Lil Wayne. But I hope that LeSean McCoy plays a big role in that because I'm a LeSean McCoy fan. You know what I'm saying? I think he's smart. I think he brings good energy. He's a natural on TV, and he talks like me, and he's kind of candid and forthright. So I hope Shady McCoy gets a chance to have a bigger role over there at FS1. Now, I'll get off my media soapbox